Okie dokie. So you got your apple. We're going to make two cuts. All right. So the first cut, and if you don't feel good in your culinary slash laboratory skills, have a grown up hubby with this. But I think this is something that any teenager can do. So let's cut this guy off first. Let's just cut off about this much of it. You can see what I took off. And I can lay this flat on the table and I can zoom in with the magnifying feature of my smartphone, and I can take a picture and upload that guy. And you're going to zoom in on those structures that we talked about before. Find those um, what we call male structures. They're pollen making structures. In the plant world, it's pretty simple. Uh, is gender orientation is fixed and non-fluid and binary. In the human world, it's a little bit more complex than that. But if you want to say pollen making structures are male and pollen receiving structures are female, I'll go with that too. Cool. So we can zoom in on those male structures. You can see right here, what we're looking for, let me use my pointer, is these guys, the anthers. These are the parts that make the pollen, and that's held up by the filaments. Put those together, and those are stamen, male. Pollen making, sperm making, cool. Inside every pollen grain is a non-swimming sperm. So the stamen, male, has the anther. The anther actually does the business. It makes the pollen. The pollinating bee, bird, bat comes and takes it away. Um, Lands it on that sticky stigma. We're not going to be able to see that on this apple. It's long gone, withered away. And now fertilization has, no, pollination has happened when the pollen grain lands on the sticky stigma of the female part of the next flower, and then later fertilization will happen. That sperm will get pushed down up into the ovary right here. The ovary will ripen into a fruit. This is the classical way it goes. So we made that one cut. We can zoom in on this guy, lay it flat on your table, and now we have what's left over. I just cut it in half like this, and would actually, it kind of helps if you just wait a little bit. Wait like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, let it oxidize, let it kind of get grow some brown, and now I can zoom in, and what do I see here? I see the ovary with the ovules. That's what eggs are. Eggs are embryos. They're fertilized ovules. They're fertilized eggs. So I can see the ovules, the embryos are in there being protected by the ovary. So this right here is the ovary, the core of the apple, is what this website says. This is from an orchard website. I trust it. And so now what you're going to do is take a picture of whichever half shows you the best. The ovary is the core part that's kind of outlined there. You can see my ovary nicely outlined with my embryos, my fertilized seeds ready to start. This is the second generation. This is the next generation ready to grow in the soil. So that's what you're going to take a picture of, and then you're going to open up that slide, and you're going to analyze the images that you took. You're going to label those structures, and you're going to do some analysis questions to show that you know that pollination happens first. I have to think it out. Then fertilization happens. The anthers make the pollen. The sticky stigmas receive the pollen, and then pollination happens inside the embryo. The embryo swells into a fruit, and that's how plants reproduce, even though they're stuck in the ground and their reproductive partners way over there on the other side of the apple orchard. So thank you for those pollinators for doing the dirty work, as it were. So I hope this is helpful, and do a good job on your lab, your apple dissection lab.